Good evening and welcome back to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Bloody Strings.
Welcome to another episode of Bloody Strings on St. Pete by Night. I am Beara the Bard, junior storyteller for the evening. These are my lovely kindred. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, I am Noree, and I am playing Bellatrix the Malkavian.
Alright, I'm Kyrie, and I'll be playing Grei Novak, Toreador.
Hello, I'm Lekar, and I am playing Matthew, the Toreador.
Hello, I am Truckexe, and I am playing Nicholas Baldridge, the Malkavian.
Hello, I am Kent, normally lead storyteller of St. Pete by Night, but tonight I am playing Alexei, also known as Al, the Malkavian.
Hi everybody, I'm Champ, Champagne, whatever you want to call me. I will be playing Charlie, Primogen of the Malkavians.
Thank you very much. Last we left off, the Oracle, Charlie, had been captured by Benjamin. In quick response, our Coterie went to meet with Al. And after a interesting discussion, came to the conclusion of where Benjamin might be. So they made their preparations and swiftly made their way to location, which appears to be kind of like a abandoned like an abandoned, not exactly a warehouse. It kind of almost has the appearance of like a, how did I describe it? Like a community college or high school that kind of got left alone. It wasn't a very impressive building, something small and kind of put within the area that it's in. There's a couple of other buildings surrounding the area, but there is no activity here. You guys went around looking for entrances. Al, you broke up into two groups, Bellatrix and Grei, yes, took one path. Matthew, Nick took another, and I do believe Al went off on his own. Yes. So you guys, while investigating, took two separate entrances. One side noticed that they were trapped, the other did not, causing a bomb to go off. All of you heard the explosion throughout the building. That is where we will pick up. Bellatrix and Grei. You were stepping through when you tripped the bomb. Clearly, the explosion came from like a kind of like a break room situation next nearby that just cause the entire space to shunt over and collapse. You guys did well enough that you didn't get buried. However, you have blocked off that path. You can go to the right. The interior of the building is kind of like tile floors, white walls, white ceiling, fluorescent light. Not very impressive. And the lights are all off at this point. With the cave-in, you can no longer go further into the building, but you can turn right and explore that way. Or you can turn back. What would you guys like to do? Scene is yours.
Is it really this easy to come by explosives? This is the second time. Second time.
Pick myself up off the ground and start removing debris from my skin. I don't know. Maybe he has weird contacts.
Aren't they supposed to be controlled or something? ATF or some other thing like that?
Well, you should look into that.
Well, we're not going back the way we came. We're not going the direction we wanted to.
Let's meet up with the others.
We're going to end up going the direction he wants us to. You know that.
That's why we'll probably meet up with the others. Nick has better sight.
I will say you do know the entrance that your companions took. So you have the option. You can either go back and try to go around. That will take a little bit of time and we'll move over to the other scene, which you guys will be able to join a little bit later. Or you can continue exploring on this other path and try to regroup them within the building.
I think we should press forward.
Fine.
Regrouping seems too safe, but I'm going to continue moving forward.
Noted. Okay. You guys begin walking down the hallway. There's a couple of doors kind of on the left, as on the right is lined up with going outside. So you do find a few doors, kind of like a light wooden glass, like a pane of glass in the center that you can kind of peek into the space. Do you wish to... How thorough do you wish to be here? Do you want to go check out every room that you come by, or are you wanting to just continue pressing?
Given the fact that Ben has hidden a great many things, I'm going to be using Sense the Unseen and checking each one of these rooms.
Yeah.
Give me a Wits and Awareness.
And I will be avoiding heightened senses in case of any other bombs.
Sure thing.
I'll assist with his wits and awareness.
Okay.
One success.
One success. So as you are kind of peeking into the rooms, going down the hallway, nothing is really jumping out at you. You continue moving along. When you get to your first kind of, your first break-in path, you can either continue going forward, which going forward, you lose access to windows going outside, so it's going to get darker as you continue in. Or you can turn to the left and begin moving further into the building.
Look
You
both
wanna
ways.
split here?
No, I don't want to split. Hold on. I will sit down and pull out some tarot cards and I'm going to invoke premonition. I am looking for which is the safest path to get to Charlie.
Okay, give me the roll.
I do not get hungrier.
Do not get hungry. Okay.
Spend a willpower and reroll. One success.
One success. Okay. You began working on your reading, trying to kind of figure out which path might be the best. You know what? With one success, Charlie.
Yes.
Please give me resolve and aspects, if you would be so kind.
Four.
Charlie, for the first time in about a day or two, you suddenly kind of snap your eyes open. You're in a dark room. You can clearly see that you're tied down. You see a shape of an individual kind of crouched in the corner. You can hear something shuffling about, but you feel like something has not called to you, but almost like something close by has been trying to find you. Do you want to reach out to that in some way?
Yes. I would like to use my ability to kind of call others through the cobweb, if that's possible.
Okay. Absolutely, with a 4. Let's see here. You'll be able to do that easily enough. What I'm going to ask you to do is aspects and stealth, please. Because in this moment, you can feel, while it's not the same as it is with the Malkavian, there is something with this individual in the corner that you can feel a connection to.
So 3.
Okay.
You said aspects and stealth, was that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
With one success, they do not notice. They continue kind of tinkering with whatever's over there. And at this moment, Bellatrix, you kind of feel a pull from the left.
Pick up my cards. Death is to the left. As is the moon.
Well, let's go meet them both.
Okay. You guys begin to go left. We're going to go ahead and shift back over to Matt and Nicholas. You guys heard the explosion come from the far other end of the building. You already spotted the trap, and you're kind of posed with the same thing. You can either go inward, where the trap was set, moving forward and further into the building, or you can take left and kind of follow a similar path that they have.
Nick will go ahead, Lekar.
I really hope. If we get out of this alive, we need headsets for each other.
You're not
All
wrong.
right. You want to take point on this? Because apparently you're seeing stuff I'm missing.
Nick will look about. He'll take a sniff for any odd odors in the air before he will just take a second to have a cigarette. Take a drag as he looks at it. Well, only thing we can do is keep pushing forward. It's not like we can just go back, and I have the feeling that Grei is going to push to keep going forward as well, knowing him.
Lady Luck, don't leave me now. All right. Which way?
Nick will repop Sense the Unseen, and said the options were right towards the exterior and left towards the interior.
Left, heading kind of following the outer wall of the building until you can find another way inward, or you can go forward with the path you take and avoiding the bomb.
Well, sometimes a straight path's the best one. He'll put out a cigarette, just in case, and move forward. I need to be careful, Matt, about using that unique site of ours.
Don't
Is there
push
any
yourself.
tie to Ben? No, it's not so much pushing. It's more Ben's connected, and I'm not entirely sure that while I can see him easily, he can't see us easily. So keep an eye on, shall we say, any signs of a security system that he might be using. You'll probably spot that better than I will.
Yeah, and Matt's gonna pop Heightened and Sense the Unseen.
Okay.
We'll lean forward.
Give me wits and awareness rolls as you are moving forward.
Four successes.
Okay.
5.
Very good. As you guys are making your way in, you kind of end up passing what is like the main office, kind of coming up on your right. You can see there's like a large window pane looking into the space. And you guys do see some shapes. Nothing hidden, nothing obfuscated, but you can... Actually, someone had heightened senses, correct? That room is full of bodies. There are roughly 9 of varying levels of decay, but all of them have been bludgeoned in the skull. anything more than that would require going into that office. Otherwise, you can progress.
I think he was using that for disposal.
Yeah, no, it looks like a chateau, let me tell you.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't think he'd leave anything there.
Or he would, and he just wants us to go in there, and I'd rather not take our chances.
Yeah, that's also probably the case. And Nick will go back to point and moving forward.
Okay. As you are moving away from there and heading further into the building, Al, you go through your entrance that you have chosen. As you are kind of navigating the space, please give me a wits and awareness. And I forgot to do you have anything activated?
Right now I am in the body of Chuck.
Right.
So I would say the only thing I'd probably have activated is heightened senses as well.
Okay, good.
Eight successes.
Successes. Okay. As you are walking through the space, you find there are a couple. You obviously find a couple of dead bodies that are kind of moved through, but they seem to have been like they were dragged here a little ways, and then almost as if there was a distraction, just kind of tossed to the side. You find weird scribblings, mostly in what looks to be like the blood of some of these bodies. Things like, who is it? Where are they? Little like arrows. You see what appears to be like a weird shoddy map along one of the walls of like a crude illustration of the general shape of St. Pete. You see little circles in areas like the neutral zone, a couple places in the Anarchs, but all over the Camarilla territory. And then you can tell, say that was 8 successes?
Mm-hmm. With a critical.
With a crit, yeah, okay. Yeah. You can tell that blood has been dried and been there for some time. There's a fresh coat that is kind of over a lot of it. And it's just Charlie with a question mark over and over and over, all over everything. Even ruining some of the notes that were there before that could have been obtained.
Oh, Benji, you've been busy. Far, far, far too busy. I'm going to pull out Chuck's cell phone and take a picture of the wall and the map and all of the notes he's made. And then is there any other kind of liquid or anything that I could use to destroy the drawings? Paint or extra blood or anything that I could do to kind of scratch all this out or scrape all this off?
High or low?
Always high.
You find a bucket of paint.
Okay. I would like to open the bucket of paint and splash it like Jackson Pollock right onto all of the drawings and writings and everything to try and obscure any kind of noticeable text or anything. And if I have to, I will take my hands and smear them all over the place and just kind of like splash it all around and really get it so that there's no discernible names or evidence here.
Yeah. Give me wits and subterfuge.
Okay. Six successes. No critical.
That looks pretty well done. You don't really see anything that could be... After you're done, you step back, placing all this paint everywhere. You don't see any evidence necessarily pointing to any of this.
That probably could have been a Toreador. Huh. So close, but so far away, my friend. Big mistake.
I'll say with your 8. Yeah, I think that's about everything you'd get here. So, is that all you're doing in this scene?
For now. Yes.
Okay. You continue on down the path. We will cut back to Bellatrix and Grei. You continued following, and then you went inward. Yes? As you guys are traveling, you finally come across... let's say this building isn't very large. So... Actually, yeah. I will say at this point... You have found another... Yeah, no, I know exactly where... Yeah. You guys have found a space where there's kind of like a cross. You have 4 directions you can take. Going forward, you can tell this building's not very large, so you're going to very quickly find basically the mirror of what you just came back from. So you can either go left, right, or forward. Forward kind of, would loop you kind of back around. Going to the left and then going to the right would be the only real choices that you have. Looking to the left, you see that there's kind of a large corridor with several doors, kind of like a main hallway. You go to the right, you see a more narrow corridor that goes into a stairwell at the very end of it. Which way would you like to go?
Do I still feel that tug?
That was more of just kind of like the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any feelings? Any direction make more sense than the other?
No.
The narrow corridor look like the tightest space, Beara?
Beg your pardon?
The narrow corridor look like the tightest space?
I'm not hearing what you're saying very clearly. I'm sorry.
The narrow corridor look like the tightest space.
Tightest.
Yeah.
When I say narrow, it's more narrow than the other. The other one looks like it's probably about 20 feet across as a hallway. Like, this is a place for a large crowd to move through in quick efficiency. The other one is kind of like the corridor that you came through already. It's probably about 10 feet wide, 10, 15 feet wide area. There is space to move comfortably for the most part. There's a couple of doors, one on each side, and then there's a stairwell.
I'd like to investigate the area. I still have Sense the Unseen active, but I'd like to investigate the area for any sort of signs that has like more movement or indication that it's been used more than the other area. The other way. Like, which has been used more, right or left? You're muted.
Son of a beast. All right, give me what's in awareness.
Okay. One success.
You can see that there are light trails where looks like somebody was dragged and the blood stained to dry. But you see this happening on both sides.
Okay. I can't tell. They're both kind of used a lot. Bodies dragged back and forth.
Were you left-handed or right-handed?
Right?
Then we go left.
Okay.
Okay. You guys begin taking the left path through the large corridor. As you go through, you can see what appears to be like I said, it looks like classrooms set up on each side of you. Do you wish to investigate the classrooms, or do you want to go ahead straight on down to wherever that opening is at the end? What that opens to do?
I'm going to stop to check these as well.
Please give me what's in awareness.
I'll assist.
Three successes.
You spot in a couple of the rooms there are some bodies that have been kind of littered throughout. To get anything more clear, you'd have to go in, but you can tell, again, varied level of decay. You can see a couple of them. Looks like they've been bludgeoned in the head, in the back of the head. That's about as much information you can get without going in.
Bodies, but nothing living. Or unliving.
He's been very busy.
Very busy. I'm going to head inside.
You step into the room. There's roughly like 16 desks, and there's one at the head. You see a couple of the bodies are kind of positioned in these little desks with the chair with the little board attached to it. What are you wanting to investigate in this room?
Checking to see if they've all had their... For the ones who are less decayed, if they have all had their gray matter extracted.
Easy enough. You approach the one with the least amount of decay. You approach it, and you can clearly see that the back of the head is bludgeoned, the skull busted outward with nothing inside.
Right, well. Probably gonna have to burn this place down after everything is said and done.
You notice on the desk there's a couple of things that don't exactly... The rest of the room looks worn, ruined, just left to time. But on the desk you see a couple of papers that don't match the level of, well, wear that the rest of the room has experienced.
Snatch those up and see if I can find some light to see what's on them.
You find mostly it looks like pictures of people. You find a picture of let's see here, yourself. You see a picture of Nicholas and Bellatrix. You see a picture of Mr. Hodges. You see pictures of a couple of the individuals that you've already found in this investigation, as well as a couple of others, like one individual that looks kind of old, one that looks like they're wearing a large, like a nice suit and stuff like that. People you don't recognize, but some of them have been crossed out. And then there's a circle around Charlie, and there's a circle around Hodges.
Hold the papers up, keeping those.
What'd you find?
Pictures. Pictures of family. Persons of interest are Hodges and Charlie. Still think it's Hodges.
Me too. From what Al said, Charlie's too young. Both Al and Edwin have indicated that she isn't old enough or powerful enough to do it.
No, I think it's Hodges in Ben's head.
Oh.
At least.
That's causing the connection?
Yes, I just don't know if Hodges has an issue with Charlie. And if we could pin that down, then we could figure out exactly what's going on here.
Well, his child, Grim, was a spy. For him. Or he was the contact for Grim. So, spy for who?
I think that is for another day. Definitely going to follow up on that. Something by his blood. That's the way into his heart.
How basic.
Absolutely. Turn and head back out to the hallway.
There's not much else to find in the other rooms. You make your way down to that larger opening. We'll cut back to Charlie. You kind of reached out to see if whoever that must be has to be better than the situation you're in now. After you wait a few moments, you see Benjamin. Their back is to you. They're kind of crouched in the corner. You hear what sounds like little bits of metal or stuff kind of shifting. And all of a sudden, he kind of perks up a little bit. Quickly stands up straight and turns around toward you. Do you do anything in this moment?
She just kind of look at him. Hi!
Oh, you're awake, I see.
Yeah? You want to tell me what this is all about? Is it like a surprise party? What's going on?
Pretend like you don't remember. I see. That's fine. I don't need you to know what you did or to acknowledge what you've done. You just need to pay.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, that's not good for you, because there's going to be people. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm sorry.
Not yet. But soon. Very soon.
Probably. Mm-hmm.
He kind of waits a moment. And then you hear this little beep over on the far side of the room. He turns his head and walks over, and he picks up a little like tablet that he's got there. There you are, ready? And he sets it down. Your little family has come to play.
Yeah, be careful, it's, I wish you the best. Do you want to tell me what's happening, though? Just so I'm, like, on the up and up.
Right, because you don't know. Of course. You took my mind. And I'm going to take yours.
Oh.
You're the only one. That makes sense. So it has to be you.
It's not really my thing, but, I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it?
There's no need to talk. It's almost time.
Am I chained up, though? Like...
You are at the moment bound. Yeah, it looks like just like little handcuffs on like this, like what you're sitting on. It's almost like a dentist chair. It's got the arms pulled up and little handcuffs on your feet, on your ankles and wrists.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to do, or do you wish to try to wait?
I think I'm just gonna... No, I'll wait. I'll see what happens.
Okay. He continues going in the corner, kind of throwing a couple of objects behind him. You see what looks to be like a couple of weird little handcrafted tools, much of which look very unpleasant to be prodded with. Kind of tossing these to the side. And then just kind of, here we are. And from here we will shift. Matthew and Nicholas. You step away from the main office. The only role place to go from here is either into a what appears to be like what was reserved as a cafeteria. You can kind of see the doors are kind of propped open. You see a lot of like large like 6 foot tables set up for a bunch of people to sit down and eat at. Or there are some steps that go down and then curve back around, heading directly underneath where you are now.
Well, I don't think we'll find him in a cafeteria. Not sure it would lead us to him. And of course, the stairs are suitably ominous.
Yeah, I say we just keep going. And, since we have no way of contacting the others, I'm going to assume they're probably either incapacitated or leading further in, so if it moves, just be careful.
Yep. Nick will do what Bellatrix did and try to take a closer look, maybe see into the cafeteria a little from the outside and look at the corridor to see if he can pick up anything that might give him any idea.
Like you're trying to... Oh, yeah. Go ahead and give me the roll in.
Okay. 6 successes.
6 successes. I'm going to make a roll. Okay. You begin focusing. Oh, did you do the rest check?
No, I was just looking around, and he has Sense the Unseen up. Like, just looking.
But you were intending to try to pop a premonition.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I understood. My apologies. Oh, you're talking about I got you. Sorry, I got mixed up. Yes,
No,
so
it's
as
all
you
good.
are
I
looking,
worded it weird.
peeking into the cafeteria or looking downstairs, it kind of looks like you can see the same, like, drags of blood coming from both areas, but it looks like they are coming from downstairs.
Of course. Well, looks like most of this is originating from the stairs. I don't see any explosives in immediate view, but we're gonna have to start working our way. I'm sure there might be something interesting in the cafeteria, but time's not on our side, Matt. As much as we also will need the others.
So, lunch?
If only.
You're buying.
You mean, you know what? Never mind. And Nick will move towards the stairs, keeping a very open eye out for traps and the like.
You make your way down the steps, and that is at this point, both your scenes will merge. As you are coming down the steps, you go into this large clearing. On your right, there is a hallway that you see Grei and Bellatrix beginning to merge. On the far side of the room, you have what looks to be like a couple of restrooms, and on the left of this opening is a large set of double doors. And above it, just like a little placard, looks like it's been worn out, says auditorium.
Really? I thought, you know what? I was trying to trope Nosferatu, but it seems that he's intended to prove me wrong. Also, Grei, you survived. Yay.
Sorry to disappoint you. I think I'm going to keep doing that.
See, Nick, I
You know
told you
what?
they'd be fine.
Yeah, I figured they would be. I wouldn't be that lucky.
Have either of you seen Chuck?
No. And I don't think we could have directed him anyway. Before we go forward, Matt, do you see anything that looks like it could listen in on us? Or see us from this area?
Matt will take a look around to see if there's anything hidden somewhere that might be watching them.
Give me a wits and awareness or investigation. We'll be fine.
At this point, Beara, I'm gonna go back up the stairs that we came from until I'm out of sight of everyone, and I'm going to activate Unseen Passage.
Okay.
And then head back down.
4.
I don't go hungrier. I'm just writing that line.
4. And you have Sense the Unseen open.
Yes.
You clock at the, like, right above, maybe like 10 feet up above where the entrance to the auditorium is. There is an obfuscated camera.
Is there like any kind of like debris or something small enough I could just chuck it at it and try to shatter it?
Yeah, sure enough. You can make a strength and athletics. Or dex and athletics if it's like a small thing. That's fine.
Six with a crit.
You shatter the camera.
Got it.
Little bits kind of appear out of nowhere and then crumble to the floor.
Nice. Good job, Matt. Now that before we move forward, I have some ideas I want to put by y'all. Now that I know it's less likely he'll hear. I think the biggest thing that I can do, due to my connection to him whenever I use premonition, might disorient them. Any devices that we might run across if we're stumbling with, if I can touch it without setting it off, I might be able to use a new skill of mine to see if we can see what he did. But that's unfortunately kind of where my strengths end.
You still have the mask. The Plague Doctor mask.
Right, Nick. Like he'll pull it out, having smushed it and wrapped it to make it as tight a bundle as possible. What are you thinking, Grei?
Put it on. If there's a connection between you and him, he's gonna hate to look in a mirror.
I hate it when you're right. Fair enough. And Nick will slip it on. Not do anything with it yet.
Maybe we can even convince him that he's you and go home with him and leave you with Charlie.
I don't know if we really want to put that, give up any chance at forward mobility for it, but it is an idea.
I don't know. Look to the other two. Do you think Ben would be a step up from Nick? Move towards the auditorium.
Nah, he's more... I'll whisper, no, he's more annoying.
Much more fun at parties, though.
He doesn't clean up after himself.
You guys step into the auditorium. Immediately you hear glass crunch under heel. As you look out, there appears to be, going down the rows toward where the stage is, just a ton of shattered glass and broken mirror frames.
That achieves two things. One, probably means you're right, Grei, and two, definitely trying to make sure he's not caught unprepared by Bella.
Okay. Respect. I'll activate Silence of Death.
Looking down into the space below, you see there's a few more bodies kind of set up in the chair, these seats. and then the stage itself has a couple more bodies that have been more eviscerated than you've seen before. You see a bunch of patterns where it looks like he just did some very grotesque finger painting on the surface. You can't see very clearly from here, but you can see there's some shit on the stage itself with the bodies and a couple of objects that are kind of pulled together nearby, very clearly designed for something, but you would have to get closer to find out.
Nick would try to pierce for any more obfuscated things that could be dangerous on their path forward.
Okay. Give me what's on awareness as you guys are navigating.
I'll assist him.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't. I'm Silence of Death. I won't assist. Sorry, Nick.
I will spend a
yeah.
willpower. Let me reload, please. Yeah. 2 successes.
Okay. Nothing's really jumping out at you as you are stepping further in. How close are you guys checking anything first, or are you heading straight to the stage?
I'm gonna stop and check the bodies, see if he's left anything behind that he may have wanted found.
Sure. These bodies do not have the caved-in skulls. They're all just kind of seated here. Give me a wits and insight. Okay. You suspect this might be his first kills, trying to figure some stuff out. All of their throats have been opened. It looks like maybe he thought he could fix the situation through diablerie.
Has anyone kept track of the number of bodies you've seen?
At this point, I'm almost questioning the point, but how many did we see in the office?
You didn't stop to count.
Ah, okay.
But you've seen more than
Plenty.
5?
Oh, I can say plenty. I don't have an exact number.
Make my way towards the stage.
Beara, I'm gonna be looking for any since Matt had found a camera, I'm gonna be looking for any more obfuscated cameras.
Okay, give me what's on awareness.
And Matt's gonna actively look for any kind of traps or anything else that might be obfuscated.
Nick's just pawing at his mask, barely able to see.
Mm-mm. 2 successes.
Goodness.
Yeah, you're not seeing any other cameras in here.
Okay. I'm actually going to step carefully so I don't shift the glass too much, because I might be obfuscated and hidden, but that doesn't mean he can't notice glass moving. So I'm going to be the slowest one down as I am watching where I am stepping each step.
And I'm just gonna tromp over the glass. I don't care if he hears me coming. In fact, as I get closer to the stage, I'm gonna shout for him. Ben! This is pointless. Just come out so we can talk. Dug yourself a hole here. We're trying to get you out of it. Don't make it a grave.
Grei. Give me a charisma persuasion.
Who's good?
You don't hear any kind of response, and no one seems to emerge from anything. I will say, as you guys are kind of looking around some of these rolls, you don't find any traps. You don't even find really another exit to this place. Like, there are a couple of doors on the sides, but they seem to just kind of come, if you like peek out and look, they seem to just kind of come back up hallways, taking you to that main opening area. He's not here, wherever he is. This room clearly has some significance to him in some capacity, but like I said, you think it's probably his first kills, breaking everything in, trying to figure out what it is that he needs to do, honing what this is. The other place you haven't checked is the stairwell.
Oh. I'll look around the auditorium. To the stairs, then.
Idea. It'd be a risky one, though. Or not. I'm operating under the theory that he can see me when I can see him. If I screw with this tableau while using that ability, it might cause him to make a rash decision, but that is the main risk if it does anything at all.
No. Rash might end up putting Charlie in even more danger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I figured I'd at least put it out there.
He wants us to find him. He's wanted us to find him. He's not going to do anything until we do. So let's go play his game. I'm going to head towards stairs. Back out of the auditorium.
As you guys make your way to the steps, is everybody going to the stairs, I should ask?
Yes.
Yes.
As you begin to approach a stairwell, over on the left, entering like the immediate area, you see what appears to be like a door. It says security over the top, and the lights are off in that room. And the steps go downstairs. You see them go down, turn, head back to under where you are now. As you cross that threshold and see this, you hear echo from down below. Just a... And then we're going to take a break. Thank you all for joining us so far, and we will see you in about 10-ish minutes.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors. Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Beara the Bard, Champs Tramps, Panchi Artista, Chromatic Creations. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpbynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You can find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all socials with the hashtag St. Pete by Night. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at ko-fi.com/St. Pete by Night to help keep the stories rolling.
Welcome back, everybody. We will now be continuing at the stairwell. You guys are still in the opening. You heard that very maniacal laughter coming from below. You also have the security door to your left, or you can head downstairs now.
I'm headed down towards the left. There's nothing for me in the security room. I'm headed down towards the left.
I'll wait
Okay.
for everyone to go like 15, 20 feet in front of me before I head down.
Nick would eye the security room. Not enough time. And would join him.
Matt would also eye the security room for a minute and then just follow everyone else.
Okay. You make your way downstairs. As you get to as you get to the base of it, there's another door. You step out. The general atmosphere down here is dramatic. Up top, despite all of the bodies, all of the dust and just wear on the place after not being maintained for so long, it just looked like a abandoned building. There wasn't anything particularly creepy or anything about it. When you get down here, unlike upstairs, there are lights. Very kind of dim, just enough to cause a little bit of illumination, but pale lights kind of hanging from the ceiling. Everything down here is stone. This looks like it's probably like the maintenance area, things on that line. You can see that it is designed enough to have like a team of people comfortably navigating this space. You give me what's on awareness, actually, before I continue.
Give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Let me roll that record. Three for Nick.
Okay. You guys, with the 3 successes, you guys can hear a commotion further down ahead. Oh, I can't read. Yeah, 2 successes as well, though. You guys can hear a commotion way down the path. With the 5 successes, you guys can tell that it is metallic, metal objects being kind of tossed about.
Kind of pick up the pace and head that direction.
Does everyone else follow suit?
Yep.
Yeah.
still trying to maintain a healthy distance between the rest of the group and me.
Shout out for Ben again. Ben, put this to an end. Stop chasing each other. You visited us, we're visiting you. It's all social niceties at this point, right?
You hear the moving stop. You hear one final crank kind of sound. Charlie, while Benjamin has been seemingly building something around you, you hear Grei.
Okay. I'll start talking a little bit louder, and I'm gonna strike up conversation with Ben the whole time while he's making this thing. And I'm gonna go, really, it could be anyone. Like, it could be those people right down the hall from us, like right there. You should go, maybe take a look at them, rework your notes. I don't know. And she's gonna do dementation on him and try and give him the paranoia.
Dementation, okay.
To try and distract him to the other people.
Hold while my computer loads. Okay, got it. Yeah, if you please go ahead and give me the RS check for it.
Yeah. You wanted me to roll its manipulation and dominate, right?
It is. Versus
their composure and intelligence.
Yeah. For that, I rolled 5 with a crit.
Oh, gotcha. Fantastic. Just a moment. Okay. In addition to that roll, I'm going to need you to make a composure and resolve check. And I will roll for them.
That one was just 3.
Okay. You succeed. But in the moment that you do this, you have, as a Malkavian, especially someone as connected to the cobweb as you are, you have this moment when you use the ability. This is what he's dealing with. And when you do this, it's almost as if you clumsily shattered glass and feel the shards come back to cut you as you take 1 aggravated willpower damage.
Cool.
But you did succeed. And when he kind of sits there for the moment, he kind of No, it couldn't be them. But they will pose a problem. He, at this moment, has finished the contraption that he's been building around you. As you can hear their footsteps coming closer, you suddenly see this kind of iron-looking, cage-like construct come over your head. Coming back to them. You're making your way down. You can hear Charlie speaking with an elevated tone as you get closer. Finally, you come to a door where you can see there's light coming through, but it's flashing a little bit. Like the wiring's not great. How do you wish to approach?
Move up to the door. Hinges on the inside or on the outside?
It's open. There's no,
Okay.
it's not. It's just a open doorway.
Move towards it and glance down real quick just to make sure that there's no wires. And then step into the room.
No wires. You step into the room. It's roughly about... It's the largest room down here you've seen so far. It's about 50 feet by 50 feet. You see there's a lot of tools and stuff, little benches set up throughout the room. In the center of the room, you see again looks like a dentist chair that looks like it was likely moved here and then forcefully installed. Very crudely, you see Charlie in that chair, hands and ankles cuffed with the same device and contraption that you guys saw on Edwin's head back at the Elysium. Behind Charlie stands Benjamin with his arm in the same position that it was in when you guys came into Edwin's office. Behind him, and on the floor, there are a bunch of little bits of metal and scrap that are just kind of tossed all over the place. And there is a door on the other side. As you step to the threshold, consider your next actions very carefully.
We've done this one before, Ben.
It worked for me last time.
I did. And you left. And then you came to visit. Now we found you. And do you want to repeat all that again? And again, and again, ad nauseum.
No.
You've got the wrong
It ends
person.
tonight.
I'll gesture to Charlie. You've got the wrong person.
And how would you know? Were you there?
Because it's Hodges.
Hodges. And what evidence do you have that it could be Hodges?
Doesn't need to be my evidence, it's yours. You never eliminated him.
It was a possibility.
You flipped a coin. And you got the wrong side.
About this moment, the door behind Benjamin opens.
While he's talking,
Mhm.
I'm going to check one. Are there, I know that surrounding, does it look like he has a pad or any, screens or anything that he might be looking at cameras?
There is a tablet on the side of the room you guys are coming in on one of the little
Okay.
benches.
But he doesn't seem to be looking at it, or...
Not at the moment. He's focused on Grei.
Okay. I'm going to sneak in behind Grei and, very carefully scan the room. At least try to find the safest path down to see if there's any traps or anything for him to be able to detect me.
Okay. Give me what's an awareness.
Let's see if I can get past my 2 successes curse tonight. 3 successes.
Okay. You don't see any traps, and he's clearly not obfuscating the one that he's already placed on Charlie, because he knows you all know it well enough. There is the door on the other side of the room. You don't know what's back there. It is possible he might try to use that as an escape. Clearly, you guys didn't see that coming through here, so there's no telling what part of the building that goes to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make my way down to get to get closer to him very slowly as Grei is talking. Creeping.
Okay. So I know you have both of those activated, but there is a lot to keep track of in the room, so this Dex and Stealth is more that you don't bump into anything or do anything that might draw attention, so go ahead and give me that, but I'll take your others into account.
Four successes.
Four successes? Okay. You begin to... How close are you trying to get to him? What are you trying to accomplish exactly?
Really close. Like, I want to get point blank range if I use this bolt shooter. And I'm really hoping Grei is going to distract him long enough for me to get in range.
Okay. You begin to make your way closer, as quiet and slowly as you can. What is Matthew and Nicholas doing? Or what are Matthew and Nicholas doing?
I would like to make a roll to be able to observe Bella's actions. To pierce her obfuscate so I can know what she's doing.
Okay. Wits and obfuscate versus wits and auspex.
And Matt is like kind of examining the thing around Charlie's head. You said it's the exact same one kind of as Edwin had?
Crudely similar. It's not as well built, but it is essentially the same machine. Once he activates the trigger, it's going to decapitate Charlie.
So he's kind of examining it to see like if they get him out of the way, if he can disable it without hurting her.
Okay, you give me a wits investigation. What's on Charlie's mind at this moment?
Honestly, seeing everyone else kind of walk through the door, she's just like, I thought there'd be another one. He'll show up eventually. And just kind of like watching the whole thing unfold. She's not like, she's a little nervous, but for the most part, she's just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
And Matthew, let's see here.
Got a 3.
Okay.
Also, Nick hasn't come in sight with the mask yet, I think. Like, he would still be outside the room. I just don't know if Ben could see the doorway, through the doorway.
Alright, so you both got... Two. I'll say with the tie, I will let Bellatrix decide whether or not you are, like, you're open to blocking that. Do you want to block that, or do you want to let Nicholas track you?
I'll let Nick track me.
Okay then.
Okay. If that's the case, I wanna explain the plan in his head. Basically, he wants to time Ben seeing the mask on his head, pushing through with a premonition when she's in close enough range. However, I do need to ask, Well, if Ben can't see him, he can't see Ben, so he doesn't quite know yet. Unless, as I said, is the doorway visible to Ben?
The doorway is visible to Ben. Yeah. I'm assuming you guys have stepped into the room. You're not just like standing in the doorway.
Okay, then he just didn't react to the mask. Him wearing his mask.
He is watching you all very closely, but you can tell that he is very focused on the task. It's kind of like it is a matter of he's right here. This is what he has perceived his goal to be.
Fantastic. Final question. The device, is it something that looks like he can trigger manually? Or is about to trigger manually?
It looks like he is holding the trigger.
Shit.
And
still.
Matthew.
He'll keep to his plan. Yeah.
Matthew, you're pretty confident you could disable this in the same way that Edwin's was disabled pretty easily. It's just a matter of getting to the device. As all you guys are kind of moving about the room, and Grei and Benjamin have this exchange. Bellatrix, you're about 5 feet away from Benjamin when the door in the back pops open.
Benji, 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 you have been such a bad little doggy, haven't you? Digging in the trash, yet again. Apparently you didn't learn your lesson from the last time. I know I might sound unfamiliar as Chuck walks in the room, because I made you forget our names, I made you forget our faces, I made you forget everything. Except your own little puppy name. But you learned some tricks in the meantime, didn't you? A little unexpected pepper in the candy jar. Well, I learned some tricks too, Benji. And you never forget a face. And he's gonna drop imposter's guise, leaving himself revealed as Al. And I need you to understand something, Benji. Perhaps we told the wrong story last time. Perhaps instead of letting you live and showing mercy, which she was not a fan of, perhaps this story should end a little more like old Yeller. And with that, he's going to spark up the flamethrower, and he is going to look at Benjamin and activate Dread Gaze to try and almost like paralyze him in place.
Okay. Give me charisma and presence.
Yeah. While he's doing that, I would like the top premonition during that exchange.
Give me resolve and aspects, and your rash check.
I would also like the blood surge, if I may.
Sure.
Okay, do rouse checks real quick. This is probably such a very bad idea.
Benjamin got 1 success.
Against me?
Yep.
8 successes with a critical.
Let's see.
Alright, does not get hungrier at all.
All right. right.
9. Please don't screw me, bot. I will spend a willpower, if I may.
Sure.
Six successes. And again, he is wearing the mask with the way it looks to look through the mask.
Okay. You pop premonition. Everything kind of goes dark for a moment, and all of a sudden you are moving through kind of a cramped burrow. As you are scrambling through it, you are a rat moving, and you see something kind of shiny. You go over, and it's glass. This doesn't belong in your burrow. You continue moving. More glass. Lots of glass. Until you get into this larger opening. Again, this doesn't belong in your burrow. Something is off. You get into this larger opening, and it's dark. It's kind of hard to make anything out. But then you hear something that sounds like the sound when you have like a broken mirror that hasn't completely shattered, and it kind of has that grinding on glass sound as you kind of turn the flimsy space. And when you turn the direction of the noise, there is a large kind of cannot think of the style, kind of glass you see in like a cathedral. Stained glass, like a large stained glass spider, very quickly rises up, and as your vision becomes obscured with web, all of a sudden we snap back to Benjamin right at the moment that you pop off Dread Gaze. No, and then freezes. He freezes.
I'm going to shoot him.
I am going to, as he freezes, dash forward and snatch the device out of his hand, taking note of how he's holding it, in case it's a dead man switch.
Okay. What is Al doing?
Al is going to look very proudly at his childer as she is revealed and shoots the bolt into Benjamin, hopefully. And then he's going to look over at Charlie and give a big smile and be like, "Oh, hi, Charlie."
Hi!
Okay. Grei, give me a wits and investigation. And Bellatrix, you have the stats for the device.
Yeah, it's melee, right?
Yeah, dex and melee.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. 1 second. I'll tell you all the stuff I have done. I swear, these willpowers have just not been useful at all. Okay, so I got 4 successes. I grew hungrier because I roused my blood. I am activating my Starfall Ranch herb mindset to give me 2 dots in a skill I do not know, which is going to be melee. And I rolled the willpower. I have 4 successes.
4 successes with... He is frozen, so we cannot contest it. And with the additional that you get from the object that you're using, you move up, place the device against his back, and with a quick pull of the trigger, Al, you can see his chest almost explode outward as the stake pops out on the other side, and he begins to drop. Grei, it is not a kill switch. He has to manually activate it, and he lets go of it the moment he gets staked.
I will snatch that up and then turn to Matt. Can you dismantle that?
Easy peasy. Charlie, you look fantastic, but how about you lose some weight here?
That'd be great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Let me know if you need help. I think I can check it out more thoroughly in the past. Nick shakes his head for a second. Just let me know if you need help. And he just tears the mask off.
I'm just going to sit on Ben like a cat who has caught her prey and just wait for them to free Charlie, because I cannot do any of that.
Al would like to approach Bella and give her a nice little pat on the head, good job.
Good to see
And
you.
then good to
So
see
you
you.
did this.
If you don't mind moving, I have some business to finish.
The prince is gonna be mad, but sure.
The prince isn't my problem anymore. And he's gonna spark up the flame thrower and let a whoosh out.
We're in the neutral zone, right?
Doesn't really matter if we are or aren't.
You're close, but you are technically in camp territory.
He has a problem, he can come talk to me about it.
Done. I'm moving.
Just bathe him in fire. I'll move him out of the way so he's not right there, safely.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you set Benjamin on fire.
I am not watching this.
After a few moments, he's nothing but ash.
Question, Storyteller.
Charlie, easy enough. They've done this before. Just take a few moments and you are free from the device. Handcuffs aren't difficult. Yes, Nicholas.
Does spirit touch work on ashes?
And Charlie, I can teach you how to slip out of those really easy. I mean, it's even easier for us now. Before it was a little painful, but...
Yeah, ooh. Sounds like a fun night.
Could you refresh Spirit Touch for me?
It would work, yes. You can basically touch an object or person and be able to predict or project the last emotions it felt, depending on how many successes. With more successes, they can go further back. With less successes, it's more recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grei will actually watch Ben get incinerated. And
Nick will too.
He will quote a scripture as he does. Fire and sharp things, you shall release them from the wandering land. By the grace of Holy Michael, they may be saved.
Nick will pull out just a little, stopper vial and move towards the ashes after the fire is, not in danger. And under the guise of collecting proof, he'll use Spirit Touch on the ashes. And I would like to blood search it if you'll allow me.
Sure, give me a rest check.
Okay. Well, I definitely don't have to worry about hunger at the moment. Nah, I shouldn't have said that. Yep, he gets hungrier. Alright, and I think that is resolve and aspects. Gotta double check that. Load, please. Yeah. No, intelligence and aspects. Okay. Hey, spend a willpower?
Feel free.
Okay. I'll take that. 7 successes.
Okay. Are you trying to gain anything specific from this?
He's trying to connect any dots of the premonition and also try to see if Ben has been... What's been near Ben, whether person or thing, anything that can shed light on this whole catastrophe. Like, you know, how we got Charlie, maybe things like that. But the main goal is trying to put more dots to that premonition.
Everything kind of goes quiet for you for a moment. You begin focusing back on the incident, the premonition with the rat and the spider. Nothing is, let's see, with 7 successes, everything looks the same. It's not like there's anything missing here. Nothing is really coming any more clear, except what you noticed this time that you didn't notice before, is that behind the spider, behind the scene, going further out and almost a impossible to depth that is almost impossible to perceive. There appears to be a shadow that hovers and lingers around that spider. And then you come back.
Okay, thank you.
Charlie, I know your content gets kind of kinky, but this is getting ridiculous. Like now you're getting into torture porn? What is this?
You know, if I knew, I'd record it or something. I don't know. At least be worth it.
You good, though?
I'm okay.
Did he hurt you?
Kind of poked at my brain, but I'm okay.
Oh, I don't like that. But it's not going to happen anymore.
She looks at the ashes on the floor. Yeah, that's, I assume.
You're going to stay with me for a bit. An actor and I have to have a talking to.
Okay.
Is
I'm
there?
gonna
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pick up the tablet.
Sure. The tablet's open. It looks like it's not connected to the internet in any way. It looks like it's mostly been leaning on Bluetooth connectivity in order to operate the cameras and kind of view them. You see there are 6 cameras kind of put in places throughout, one being covering both the doors that you guys almost that may or may not have triggered bombs at. There was the auditorium, there was the cafeteria, and the stairwell. And there was one overlooking the hallway, like the larger hallway that you guys came through where you found the classrooms.
Okay. We should probably take care of this building. There's a lot of bodies here.
Explosions are always good. You know, people stop looking at them in the city very much anymore because it just happens. It's just like a thing.
Can we not with the explosions, please? Let's.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of booms, and it's just going to draw attention.
No.
Fire
I'll take care of it. I know a guy, and he owes me a favor. I think we can get this cleaned up, nice and tidy for you. Don't even worry about it.
There, I'm going to take a look over at the contraption. Has everyone stepped away from it?
I think it was pretty much discarded after Charlie was removed.
I'm going to hit the button anyway.
You hit the button. Yeah. You hit the button. You see where part of the device tries to accomplish the task that it's trying to. And it looks like it's basically like a pair of scissors, very sharp blades that are set to layer against each other and then cross at the neck. It looks like it attempts to do that, but in dismantling of it, it doesn't perform the task quite as gracefully as it would have beforehand.
Still works. Could be useful.
We're not keeping it, Grei.
I mean, if that's the kind of souvenirs you're into, I don't care.
No, I was thinking maybe we could use it. Matt, can't you rig some sort of security system up with it? You know, traps?
I don't know what you think I do artistically, but Saw movies not on my roster.
Not anytime soon?
No.
Maybe dabble a little?
I dabble in sculpting, okay? Now this out of my wheelhouse.
You know, there
This
was
is
this
what
movie.
it's like not to be involved in this.
There was this movie where the man had his hands replaced with scissors. You think you could still sculpt if we did that?
Okay,
Anyway.
Google, set a reminder to call Sam later tonight.
It's a shame that we weren't in time to stop whatever happened, because, you know, we were supposed to bring Ben to the prince, but darn it, we missed that opportunity. Well,
It's not so nice to be on the receiving end, is it, Matt?
shut up, Nick.
Ben dug his own grave.
Uh-huh.
Are you hungry? Did he feed you at all?
No, he was a very rude host.
Oh, we'll have
He was
to
like
something
yelling
to
at
take.
yelling at me, saying I was doing things, and I was just like, "Hey, let's talk about it, buddy. Like, I don't see your deal." And he didn't offer me snacks. He didn't, ask me if I was comfortable before he was trying to murder me. None of it.
So rude. I mean, at least you offer snacks before the murder.
Great. It's only nice.
Only nice.
Very rude. I'm hungry too.
Well, I happened to think in advance that there might be some celebrations necessary, so I have plenty back at Asylum if anybody is hungry and wishes to head that way.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Pulls out the phone again, types in a text message, and then sends it. It'll be waiting when we get there. Chuck's very diligent.
Step forward, hand the blade back to Al. As
Oh,
I said,
thank you.
when I was done. Turns out I didn't need it after all.
Well, that's a shame. If you ever want to just try it out, you know, we could probably rustle something up.
No, you can
No?
keep it.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone have anything that they wish to address or do before moving on to Asylum?
Nick would ask Grei for a moment in private.
Sure.
And would, just get out of range of anyone with, heightened senses.
So you take a long walk outside the building. Go ahead.
So, I don't know what Al was saying to Ben, because I was in a premonition. A really interesting one. But first, what did Al say to Ben, specifically?
I couldn't quote him directly, but he pretty much took responsibility. At least for destroying his memories.
Did he mention anyone?
No specific.
Okay. Well, here's the interesting thing. So it is confirmed. I can confirm that Ben was just a pawn. The premonition was of a rat following pieces of glass outside of its burrow, and the moment it left its safety, there was this massive stained glass of a rather large spider. And I tried to get what I could from the essence in Ben's ashes, but all it did was add in an almost void-like way, add a shadow to this giant spider, and it was nothing but webs. And then I popped out right as Ben looked at Al.
Let those who are older than you cover up their sins. It's better that we don't dig into it.
Well, here's the problem, Grei. We're kind of being made to care about them. Believe me, I'm of the same sentiment.
Ben's gone. Malkavians don't have to die anymore. Problem solved. We look the other direction.
Right, I know you're smarter than that. I know you're smarter than that. And I get what you're saying. As I said, for once, I agree with you. But we both know there's a very good chance that we're not going to be the ones that can just pretend nothing more exists. It's probably going to fall in our laps in another way. I'm not saying we do anything. I'm saying we be prepared and try to at least have as much knowledge that we can get without raising issue.
Don't go looking where you don't want it.
I'm not walking anywhere, Grei.
Trust me, just let this one drop. Take it as a win.
This is what I get for trying to actually do anything. Fine.
You won tonight. Just take it as a win.
If you see false wins all the time, Grei, eventually when you lose too hard to keep that illusion up, it hits a bit harder.
Stick with me and you'll never lose.
Yeah, no.
Now come on. We're gonna be missed at Asylum.
You can go to asylum. I'm good.
Get a book, sit in a corner and read it. Show
I
up.
do not want.
be
I do
there.
not want another Carmen situation. And all in all, I don't want to be near Al.
Better to be closer to something that can kill you than to put distance between you and it.
Here's the thing. You say that, but the entire conversation we just had is saying the opposite. You do know that, right?
Know who you're dealing with. You don't want to be on the other side of that flamethrower.
I don't want to be on the side I am right now, Grei. God's forbid I actually am trying to keep the rest of y'all safe with what knowledge I have.
I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do, Nick. Promised you that.
I'm not going to asylum, but I'll drop it.
Then I'll make an excuse for you.
Doesn't mean I owe you for it.
You will.
No, I won't. That's your choice. I don't need to have an excuse. I can just not want to be there.
Sure.
Nick will turn, light a cigarette, sarcastically wave behind his head, and walk off and contact Alex to go back.
I'm going to let Nick go. Make my way back to the others.
Does anyone else have anything they wish to resolve in this scene? Then we will go ahead and move on. You guys, those separate, head off where you go. Nicholas, where is it that you're going for the evening?
Nick's going to do a quick hunt and just settle down at the tarot shop with Alex and read a book.
You guys go to Asylum. What waits for them Asylum?
Well, it's the same nightclub that you visited before. It's lively, it's full of partygoers, same ones that you saw earlier in the evening, but when you arrive, there seem to be a line of very willing individuals of varying shapes, sizes, types, prepared to be enjoyed to your own liking. For those that don't prefer it straight from the tap, there seems to be some medical equipment on hand, ready to be extracted should it need to be done so in that fashion. But for the most part, it is a party. It is a good time, a good night, and everybody can get fed that chooses to attend if they choose to eat. And the food can be augmented if they prefer it that way. But for the time being, it's all clean, unless they wish any additives given to it.
I'm gonna eat after I give my own additives to one of the willing people. And I'm gonna spend the night just partying with Al and Charlie. I will take this win, and I'm gonna celebrate this win.
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate a victory here. We were successful. Charlie's safe. For now. Al seems happy, and I want to keep it that way.
You're muted.
Cool. I'm going to ask each of you individually to kind of tell me where your character's at in the moment, what they're thinking as they settle into the celebration. Bellatrix, do you want to expand on anything you just said, or
Kind of happy I got to show off in front of my sire. Kind of happy I got to meet my sire. Interested to know why he messed with Ben's mind in the first place, but that can be a conversation for a later date. But yeah, I'm just basking in the win. Charlie's safe. I like Charlie. Al's happy. And I'm getting food. Everything is good.
Matthew.
He's just pretty much sitting back and enjoying. He wants to understand what exactly all had happened with Ben, but that's a story for another time. He will have somebody paint that picture for him at a later date. So he's just kicking back and enjoying the win for now.
Grei.
Yeah, with as far as Grei has expended himself this evening, he cannot shake seeing hallucinating someone who should be long gone and is not. And so when Al offers any sort of additives to the blood, Grei will take every one you've got.
And what is on Nicholas's mind as he's settling into the tarot shop?
Nick is really tired. Tired of just this existence and the brutality of it, the constant mysteries and cruel mysteries at that. And all he's just fiddling with the tiny vial of ashes that he's got. All his mind can see is rats, spiders, and shadows. And wondering what type of bullshit he's going to be pulled into next when he's just trying to exist. He's just so tired.
With that, you all settle into an evening of celebration, decompression, after what has been a long and likely frustrating couple weeks. But things will slow down for a time anyway. There will be something clawing out of the shadows from time to time. And with that, we will bring to a close the first story for Bloody Strings. We will be taking a brief break, and then we will come back and see what these kindred get into in St. Petersburg, Florida. Thank you all very much for joining us. We love you all, and we'll see you in the next chapter.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Bloody Strings is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Darkback. The storyteller for Bloody Strings is Beara. Tonight's characters were voiced by Noree, Kyrie, Lekar, and Truckexe. Visit our website at stpetbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.